Well, hello everyone. This is my first ever live stream. Well, I've done lives, but not on all the platforms. I'm doing that today. I'm Melody Campbell, the small business guru, and today we're doing a live stream. We're going to do it Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I think I've got it all. So I want to introduce myself to you first. Little backstory. I started this small business guru in 2001, and I chose that name. Kind of an interesting story is I used to write for content for a website called lifetips.com. And back in the day, they had a guru for different topics, like a gardening guru or a home improvement guru. And of course, small business was the small business guru. And they used to pay us from their affiliate income. So if as content creators, if they had people click on their ads and whatnot, it would generate affiliate income, and they would split it between all the gurus and themselves. Well, then they wanted to charge me to create content to be able to get some of their affiliate income. I think the biggest income check I got from them was $16. It wasn't horrible, but I'm like, wait, now you want to charge me so that I can earn my $16? Not a very good ROI. They didn't make a compelling reason for me to stay. So I just decided, well, I'm going to take that title, buy the domain, and start my own thing. That was early 2000s. That's how I came up with the small business guru. And some people ask me, what's a guru? Like people say, oh, don't have to follow those gurus. Well, a guru is just a guide. That's it. I'm a small business guide, small business guru. And I predominantly focus on anything related to digital marketing with a very specific focus on SEO. Well, if you don't know what that is, that's just industry terminology. It stands for search engine optimization. So basically, you're optimizing all the platforms that you're on. So it could be social media, could be your website, so that you get found by the people who are searching for what you do, what you offer, and they may not even know who you are yet. So I have people that go online and they'll be looking for fix my website or local SEO, local search engine optimization, Google business profile optimization, and they would find me because I'm optimized for those categories. So I help businesses get found. So I'm a plumber, I have a roof cleaning company, I have an HVAC company. I help them to get found by people who are looking for what they do, but they don't know who they are yet. So that's my specialty. I also do website creation. I have one client who's got 2 reviews on his Google business profile where this non-techie, not a website person giving him this compliment. I called you and hired you because I liked your website. So the feedback that he got was it was just so easy to use and it articulated what you did really well. And so they actually put that into his review. So I build great websites. It causes people to do business with my clients, and I help them to rank on the first page. And who do I work with? I work with small business owners, and that's kind of a broad term. Most of my customers where I do the full SEO campaign, they're doing 6 figures and more. Although I did, my very first client hired me before she could actually afford me. But she had a spouse who was also a breadwinner in the family, and she had only had her license to be an esthetician for 5 months, and she was making $1,000 or so a month. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was not the income that she wanted to generate from it. She hired me. We got her to the first page of Google for eventually almost 500 keywords. And now she has a team of 3 or 4 employees on the regular. She does hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in business. And she was able, after the first year of working with me, she was able to give her husband the opportunity to retire from his job so he could be a stay-at-home dad with their toddler. So, this is what excites me about what I do, is I get a chance to help them my clients do much better in business than they ever imagined by being able to get in front of people who want what they have. And I can get them in front of it. And now her family has, changed because of it. So I work with small business owners. I do work a lot with women in the beauty business. Some of that is because my daughter is in the beauty business. So my daughter, some of you might know her, J Bella Tattoo is her business. Her name is Bella Ware. In fact, I can walk into places now and people recognize me. And so instead of saying, oh, I know you, I recognize you, they're like, oh, you're Bella's mom, because they recognize her. She's got a strong, thriving social media presence on Instagram and Facebook. And she's a little bit of a character. So if you don't follow her, you should, at J Bella Tattoo. And she does permanent cosmetics. So we've done her website together. She's always booked out 3 months in advance. I've helped her with all the technology to support what she wants to happen. And because of her, she's referred me to other people. I have estheticians that an esthetician that I work with in Albany. Anyways, that category is something I work with. Also, home services industries. Service businesses have a hard time getting out there, and because they don't have a business, an address people can traffic and walk by because it's in with other businesses. You got to know who, if you're going to hire a roofer, that's not something you're just going to drop in on. They're going to have to call you to get them out there. And I'm just seeing some questions here in the chat, which I do want questions in the chat. How old am I? That's kind of irrelevant. I'm old enough. What do I do for a living? I help people get found on the first page of Google. So why does SEO matter for small businesses? I just got a list of prompts so I can, what am I going to talk about on this live stream? And what I'd really like to do, what I plan on doing is going live every day, may or may not do weekends, I'm not sure yet, but 5 days a week at noon. I'm a little bit later than what I had anticipated today. So noon, 12:30. And what I really want to do is I want to hear from you. I want you to ask me questions. What do you want to know about marketing your business? And so for me, this is a laboratory. Like, I want to build my business to the needs of my clients, not just build it and then try to convince you should have this. No. What is the pain point that you have? What is the what do you need to market your business? And then I can say, oh, I know, here's what I've done for others, and here's what's worked, here's what I've learned. I actually have a lot of education in this area. I have a master's in digital marketing from Full Sail University, and that actually was more of a vanity thing. I think I wanted to have an impressive degree to go with my name if I applied for a job, let's say, for a larger company, so that they would hire me. They would see that I have a master's. But where I learned the most is just being in the online digital marketing community. There's so many people that influenced me. Oh my gosh, I went to the big seminar, Armand Morin, and I was just blown away from what I learned there. There's a couple of people, I'm trying to think of their name, that I'm not following them so much anymore, but they were instrumental. Well, there was Alex Mondosian. I'll have to come up with some of the others. I'll mention them in a future post, but I learned a lot from them and their teachings, their little webinars that they had online, and I went and attended them. And I think the reason I went to the big seminar with Armand Morin is because I was following Alex Mondosian, and the information that I learned from him, I was like, I want more of that. And so that's why I signed up. He's the one who recruited me to sign up for the big seminar. Flew down to, I think, Northern California. Maybe it was San Francisco or something. And it was amazing. It was fun. I learned a lot. Amazing. Then a few years later in 2014 is when I got my master's degree. But I'm pretty well educated. I say I'm pretty well educated. I mean, in this business, everything changes so fast. It's really hard to stay up on. You can't just go and get your degree and go, okay, now I know all this. No. It changes. Everything I learned has probably changed. So I really stay engaged, and I'm always learning. Ryan Dice he's a digital marketing, I forget what his company is. But I learned a lot from him and his whole cohort of instructors and leaders. But again, I'm always working on this to grow my knowledge, because I want to, yes, I'm in this for the money. I mean, that sounds really crass. I have bills to pay. We all do. However, what really lights me up is when I hear when one of my customers has had a life-changing happening because of the work that I've done for them. So for example, the one client that I mentioned that I said he has actually 2 reviews on his Google business profile where they say they chose to do business with him because he liked his website. Like, it felt like their vibe, and they could find who and what they were looking for at his website. He recently, I would say probably the last quarter of, actually it was just coming out of the summer going into the fall in 2024, and he hired me for a full SEO campaign. And I've been talking to him for a couple of years about it. He finally said, let's do it. I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to continue doing it, but I'm going to buy 3 months of this, and I'm going to see what the ROI is. And I said, you're really not going to get your best ROI until you've done this for at least 6 months. He said, yeah, I know. That's what you keep saying, but here's where we're at. I'm going to do it for 3 months, and then I'm going to evaluate it. During that 3 months, he had such a drastic improvement in his business that he was blown away. I mean, it was exponentially better in terms of traffic coming to his website of people who didn't know who he was yet. And one of the jobs that he got from an organic search resulted in a $30,000 project. That wouldn't have happened potentially without the SEO. So those are the kinds of stories. I want to make a life-changing difference for my clients. The services that I offer. So I'll go into these more in depth, but there's a couple of services. So one is called SEO Lite, business listing and citation management. I think everybody needs it. Every business owner needs it. Every business owner needs a Google business profile. If you have a Google business profile, if you want Google to show that off more often, you need, as a minimum, you need SEO Lite. SEO Max, that's where I do a full Google business profile overhaul. I either set it up for you if you don't have it yet, or if you already have it, I do an overhaul. And there are several things that I do in that. It's kind of my mid-range. That's going to make a definite impact on your business. But there's no guarantees with that. I mean, Google does whatever it wants, and we try to make Google happy. And it's the best way to do it by working on some of the things that I have in this scope of work. And then I do my SEO full campaign. And, you might be hearing things just happening, you see it in your Facebook feed, at least that's where I see it in my Facebook feed, and you see all the commercials saying AI is changing SEO. You don't need to do SEO anymore. You can just have AI do it for you. And I will admit there are some apps that will do quite a bit for you. They'll automate it for you, and it's AI driven. But here's the thing is, you still have to know how to communicate so that you can lead your customer through their customer journey. So foundational kind of a framework is what your customers go through before they make a buying decision. First of all, there's awareness. They have to become aware they have a need, aware that you're a problem solver for the need that they have. They have to become interested. There has to be something that captures their attention and keeps it, not just, oh, you can do websites, great. But they might not have any interest. So awareness isn't enough if they have no interest. Now, if they just started a business, or if they've had a business ongoing for a while, they might tell me more, because now they're interested. They have a reason to want to know more. And there's so awareness, interest, desire. Almost all of our buying decisions are made based on emotions and then supported by logic. So even though, like a roof seems to be like a very logical, decision. If I'm going to hire a roofer, it's good because I've got a roof leak. But you might not realize how much emotion is involved in that decision until you're choosing one provider over another. And some people's emotions are wrapped up in money, and so they're going to go for the lowest bid possible. And some people are going to meet somebody that, even though they want the lowest price possible, they're going to meet somebody who has the ability to inspire the emotion of trust. And they're going to choose that person, and maybe that's not the lowest price. So there's definitely desire. I'm interested. I'm aware of you. I'm interested in the topic, the service, the product, and I have an emotional experience, and that's part of why I'm choosing who I'm choosing. And then there's conversion, action taking. So you need to line up your messaging on your website, in your social media, for those different stages of a customer journey, because not everybody's going to be at the place where they're ready to make a decision. So if you built a relationship, for example, I have a connection, Sarah Clintworth with Solid Roofing, and a big connection for her is the fact that she's a female-owned roofing company. Some people have a very strong passion to support women in construction. And that emotion right there is going to get her some of the business that some of her male counterparts might not get. So we'll talk more about this. But your SEO full campaign is needed now more than ever. People still go to search. But here's the thing is, some people are going to ChatGPT or some other AI tool to do their searches instead of directly on Google, Yahoo, Bing. But those sites are pulling, they have their own AI at the top of the screen, and they're pulling in information and showing it. But you also want to be able to be found on AI. So if somebody's looking, when we make buying decisions, a lot of times we start in the informational space first. There's not necessarily a commercial intent for today, but at some point in the near future, we might be thinking, we might, let's say, want to do a bathroom remodel. But we research, like, what are some different styles? We start putting together a Pinterest board, and should I do tile or fiberglass, or should I have glass, or should I, all the things that we look at when they're looking to make a buying decision for a bathroom remodel. They might go to Google, and Google's going to pull up that information, resource at the top, which is all going to be AI pulled from different websites. They might go to ChatGPT to look for this kind of information. And there's going to be, you see the little chain, of two links at the bottom of that paragraph or paragraphs of content. That's a link to a website where they pulled that information from. So now, instead of just having a website with lots of pictures or a few pictures and sparse information, you're going to be left behind if you don't have more content, because AI, whether it's on the search engine or inside of an AI tool, is going to be looking for information on the behalf of the searcher. So if you don't have that information on your website, your competitor may get pulled up. So I have a couple of tiers in the SEO full campaign. One is just optimizing what's there, and I have a long scope of work list that we work on. But then my next level is where we create and add content every month. That is a piece that's going to be really important to remain competitive, to show up in search, especially as it relates to AI. You've got to put more content, relevant content that will help guide people through awareness, interest, and desire until they're ready to make a buying decision. That's part of what I help my clients with. Okay. Yeah. So if I said it in one sentence, I help business owners get found online, rank higher on Google, attract more customers, and save time with automation. So I have an automation tool that I call my business power tool, and it's everything from your calendar that people can go online and schedule a quote or schedule their hair to be done, whatever. And then all the automation that goes afterwards, it reminds them of their appointment, but you can remind them of other things. So let's say you're a service provider and somebody schedules a quote to come out and clean their roof. Let's say you go out, you clean their roof. You gave them a quote, they hired you, you clean their roof, And then you want reviews. So you can automate the request for reviews after that. And I know there's a lot of tools like House Call Pro and Jobber that allows you to schedule that, ask for a review after the service is completed, but you can customize it way beyond that. So maybe let's say you have a monthly reoccurring revenue stream with, so instead of having them call you once a year, every 3 years, whatever, when the roof needs to be cleaned, what if you put them on a subscription and you just automatically came out every whatever the intervals it needs to be, and they're paying you, when they sign up for the subscription, they maybe get a better deal for making it a subscription. If you come out, let's say you come out once every 6 months, at the change of the season, and we do X, Y, and Z. If they sign up for the subscription and they pay you a monthly or an annual fee, or maybe even a monthly fee, pay you an annual fee, their price could be better because then you're secured having the business. They're on the subscription. I am going to go out there twice a year versus waiting for them to call you, because then you have to kind of prompt them. Hey, don't forget, we should be cleaning your roof. We need to put, some kind of chemical treatment on it so the moss doesn't grow or whatever. So we can automate all this. And I'm going to be talking more about the marketing automation tool. It integrates with AI. You can put a chat bubble on your website. If you're a service provider, say you're up on the roof or you're up in the top of the tree and somebody calls you, you can't answer the phone and schedule their quote. But if you miss their call, you can text them back and say, hey, we saw that you called, so we missed your call. What can I help you with? That's a text. It goes out within a couple of minutes of you missing their call, and you're still up there doing whatever that you're doing, but we've automated that response so you don't lose them, hopefully, to your competitor because they're calling, a whole list of companies. So what to expect from my live streams? What I'd really like these to be is Q&A. Like you might say, well, okay, I can't afford to hire you yet. What could I be doing? Or I already have, X, Y, and Z set up, and now I'm ready to move into the next stage. Can you help me with marketing automation? Or I don't know, whatever the questions are that you have about marketing, let's talk about them. And I do have a plan for the different things that we're going to be talking about in upcoming daily live streams, so that, I'm not going with any kind of a roadmap. So I'm going to give you a little list right here of what we're going to be talking about. And then if you come with your questions about this, that would be great. And I would love it if you would post your questions in the chat, below the YouTube live or whatever, on Facebook, on Instagram. Let's do it all. So what's coming up? The topics for future live streams. SEO 101, how to get found on Google. Some things I'm going to talk about, just the basic elements. Google Business Profile, the secret to local SEO. Where's Waldo? You don't want to be a Waldo. You shouldn't be hard to find. Like, where's Waldo? If you remember the book from when you were kids, or when you had kids, and you'd look at the picture of all the people on the page, and you'd have to find that one outfit, with the little red and white knit cap and the red and white shirt. You don't want to be a Waldo. You want people to spot you when they need what you offer. Marketing automation and how to get more clients in autopilot. How to optimize your website for leads and sales. You might have a website, you might have traffic, but if it's not converting, there's some things that you could be doing. The power of AI in SEO and marketing. We're going to talk about that. I love AI. I use it all the time. It really helps me. And I want to teach you what I know. And I want to teach you at a level. You don't have to become an AI programmer. You can just, you can hold a conversation, right? Well, you just hold conversations with AI. AI will go out and pull information from other reliable sources. You do want to verify AI, but I want to teach you how to manage it. Because it's like, even if, there's self-driving cars now, which I think are amazing. And if you get into that self-driving car without a destination in mind. It doesn't matter how well the car drives without a human. You ain't going nowhere unless you tell it where you want to go. So you have to give it some direction. And the same thing with AI in business. You have to give it some direction and good direction. Like, what's the best way to do it so that your AI can truly help you find and serve more customers? Okay. How to get more reviews and rank higher locally. Social media versus Google. Where should you focus? TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Reels. How short form video impacts your SEO. All I like to say that digital marketing is like, remember the old school analog clocks and watches? They had gears. There was a gear for the big hand and a gear for the little hand. And when they moved, one helped the other to move. And if you only had one gear, you wouldn't get an accurate time out of your clock. It's the same thing with digital marketing. You need all of these tools because what happens in search affects your website, which also affects your social media, and that affects your search. You know what I mean? Everything's all connected, and one turns well, it turns the other one. And you want to find out what, if anything, is blocking the flow to make this move so you can grow your business. Okay. Live website and SEO audits. Ooh, that'll be fun. You can volunteer and you can say, take a look at my website. And I can just tell you, like, in fact, I have meetings with prospects and clients just about every day where we sit down and we look at their website and I tell them, here's what you did. It's really good. Here's the opportunity for improvement. And it doesn't matter to me if you make the change or if I make the change. A lot of times what I find is the business owners will be well-intentioned and they will want to make the change themselves. They just either don't know where to get started or they don't have the time. They really need to be in front of people giving them quotes or something. And so then they need me because I'm just like adding to their staff without putting me on their payroll, and I can help them get things done. Let's see. Yeah. And in fact, if you're interested, if you're seeing this either live or in a future a recorded version of this, leave a comment below if you would like me to look at your website. Let's see. The biggest marketing myths and how to avoid them. And then I'm open. Q&A. Ask me anything digital marketing related. I'm happy to help you. And just so you know, like my history, my track record, I have a client who, because I mentioned a lot, roof cleaning, and I have a video that is on the first page of my website where he talks about, he tracks every single lead. He's very specific about getting that done. And the SEO work that I did was helping him in, I think it was 2023, was worth about $400,000 a year in revenue of leads that came from organic search. That's huge. So does this work? Yeah, it works. And am I reputable? Yeah, I have customers who will tell you this is what Melody and her team did for me. So I'm going to keep this going. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up now. I've got some other appointments, but I'm going to try to be on. I say try. I am going to be on for 30 to 45 minutes every day. I'm probably going to do it 5 days a week instead of 7 days a week. So Monday through Friday. And then, I need your involvement. I need your help. If you're not going to join me, then I'm going to come up with what I think based on what my clients talk to me about. Because usually here's what happens is one of my clients or a prospect will call me and say, I need help with, X, Y, and Z. Or they'll send me an email and say, what about this? And I will come up with a reply. I'll do the research and then I'll write an article and I'll send, here's one of my recent articles about blah. And so what's interesting is I've written so many blog posts just by answering questions that come from my clients. And because I know this is really what my audience wants to know. and if I'm going to answer them in an email, I might as well create an article about it. Anyways, so that's what I'm here to do. I want to find out what you want to know. If you're a small business and you want to figure out how to market your business, and you want to know what's going to work now and what's going to stand the test of time, what should you be doing? Let's talk. This is your invitation. I'm here to help. Nothing thrills me more than to hear the stories and feedback from my customers when they tell me that something that they've implemented in a campaign, marketing or SEO campaign, and how it's helped them to reach their personal, professional, family goals and increase their income and change their lives. I mean, do what you want with it when you make the money. If you want to go donate all the money to charity, please do it. But I can help you with the marketing of your product or service so that you can reach your goals. So anyways, I will see you tomorrow. This has been Melody Campbell, the Small Business Guru. Even though this is going to not be live, obviously, once I close this out, it'll still be up in the channel. So on YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Leave me some questions. Follow me, check the box, follow me, whatever you need to do. And then ask me questions. Tune in tomorrow around 12:30. I'll be on here again, and we'll be talking about some 101 elements of search engine optimization, like what's the basics. Like, for example, did you know that Google has 200 factors that influence how your website shows up online? 200. You're like, oh, I can do SEO myself. You can just hire you can just buy AI to do that for you. Yes and no. First of all, you got to learn how to use the AI. And often the AI tools that I've seen will work on maybe one or two components of what needs to be done, or maybe 4 or 5 components, but they're not the 200 factors that influence how Google shows you online. So we'll take a look at some of those 101 topics tomorrow. So I hope you join me. Melody Campbell, the Small Business Guru. I'm your guide to get more business. I can put any website on the first page of Google for hundreds of keywords. So just remember, when we rank, you bank. I'll see you tomorrow.